MrBeast ain't the bad guy. Or MrBeast isn't the bad guy in this story. Hey everyone, welcome back to Viva America, the only show where probably we're more American than Americans. And yes, my dad is from New York. Alright, so let's start what's happening out there. Thank you for coming back to one more episode of my show. And I like MrBeast. I like what Jimmy's doing, and absolutely, I think they say it in English, no good deed will ever go unpunished. Is that what it is? Well, apparently that's the case here. That's the case. That's what is happening with Jimmy, because there's all this controversy, and the way I picked the news, it came out while reporting, probably it's coming from the guys in New York. Morning Brew, there's the logo there, so I guess the little traction that we'll get, but absolutely something to mention where the source is coming from, what I think it was something important to share before going into the markets and opportunities that you have to pay attention to. So what happened is that Jimmy went all the way, and he actually kind of helped, or I will say helped, 1,000 people funding their cataract surgery. Now, that surgery, of course, you can read, it's about $3,500 per individual. A lot of these individuals, they didn't have the resources to pay for this operation. And if you know a little bit about that, it's when you your sight gets blurry. Some people cannot, they lose their sight and everything. And at the same time, it does affect your day-to-day. It does affect your day-to-day. Some people, once you have that, you cannot drive, for example. And you might say, well, you don't need to drive. But it does affect to the point that you probably cannot see the people you love. That's how bad it is. Wouldn't you like to see your daughter? Wouldn't you like to see your spouse? Well, that's what it is. And apparently the criticism of the video focused primarily on the broader implications of an altruistic YouTuber funding surgeries as content. Well, honestly, I don't mind that Jimmy's doing that. Yeah, he's producing content, yes. And you know what? He's using the millions of dollars that this guy is rich. He's using the millions of dollars that he has earned from another American company, YouTube, owned by Google or Alphabet, whatever you want to call it. And he's using that for something with a purpose. But, that's got to be bad. So it's exactly what he's saying on Twitter. This is the screenshot that Morning Brew took. But when you look at that MrBeast, you look at Twitter, you look at what's happening, it's exactly what he's saying. Rich people should help others with their money, right? Me, Jimmy. Okay, I'll use my money to help people, and I promise to give away all my money before I die. Every single penny. Twitter, Mr. B, he's the bad guy. People, please. Please. I think it's great what he's doing. So, having said that, a lot of criticism, but nevertheless, 50 million people viewed this Twitter. His video, if we just click on the link coming from Morning Brew, his video so far has, in 5 days, 79 million views. Jimmy has close to 131 million subscribers. Is this a bad thing? If this is bad, please God, have some mercy on us. All right? Perfect. Jimmy, I think this is great. I love it. Helping people with your money. You create some content that actually help to make more money, to help more people. Fantastic. Right. Now, let's move to the markets. What's happening out there? Now, I will speak and guide you and chart a lot of what's going to happen in the next 8 years. All right? We're going to talk about having a map until the year 2031. All right? And the most important, I want you to understand one thing. I'm using these moving average. So if you are new to my channel, my name is JR. I am the head of research, head of analysis. I'm an analyst for the Market Surveillance Alliance. And what we do is that we kind of track, we kind of reverse engineer what Wall Street tends to do to retail traders like you, like me, and we are outgone. But I have designed, I've put together a series of sources, tools, and algorithms to pinpoint what's happening. And besides understanding what they're doing is kind of how you can play the game. But it's not just having the data. it's also understanding how you can play the game better than they do. You won't win, but you can play the game better. So welcome to my channel. Welcome to my little show, Viva America, where actually, as I said before, we sometimes are more Americans than America. More Americans than American people. All right, just to end today's show, let's take a look at what's happening. This is the S&P 500, the 500 companies with, sizable market cap in the U.S. But the most important is what's happening. The blue, if you're new to trading, if you're new to investing, let me guide you. All right, let me guide you. This blue is what we call the exponential moving average. It's a guidance, and what it says to you in a very basic way, if you take everything out of the screen, is take a look. Prices above, you want to be a buyer. Prices after the COVID plunge, the COVID low, right there, you have your buy. Here you have a little dip, and you come back. Now, we have a big dip. 2022 was a difficult year. It's not a surprise to anyone. But now we have a full candle that found support. Found support. It did. And this is a basic breakout. So you have a breakout, you have a retest, very, very small retest, and then to the moon. All right. So what I'm looking is fill all that liquidity. This long tail, you see that long tail? That's liquidity. And that liquidity goes all the way to 4,318 points. Now, everyone is going to try to talk you out of this, out of being long. They will ask you that this is a short position. It's a short position, not here, over there. Not here, over here. Okay? So also something that you can use will be what we call the Fibonacci retracement. Pretty basic tool. Just take the low to the high. You study this area. You can do it from other points, but we're just studying A and B. So what it tells you, when the market is it has a bid. Someone is buying it. Someone is pushing it to go up. Retracement pullbacks, they don't have to be deep. A lot of people will now expect something big all the way to 3,800 points. Forget about it. If it happens, listen, if it happens, great. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to. Because now everyone is bearish. Again, they are not convinced. They cannot believe what their eyes see in front of the screen. And that's the worst thing that you can do in investing and also trading. Trade the chart in front of you. And right now, this whole thing is bullish. Like Jimmy, helping people. Don't think that there's something, you don't have to dig for something bad. Right now, there's nothing bad to dig. Yeah, companies are missing expectations. Things are not easy. But you know what they're doing? They're reinventing themselves, and they're going to push higher. So what I will do is just show you what I think will be my ideal scenario. I'm looking for a full range. And I will take just, let's say it happens, we get to this 38, okay? It's traditional in technical analysis, 38.2% Fibonacci. And I'm taking the range. I'm just going to take from that 700 points, from point A to B, I'm going to take only 350. And that 350 will take me, there you go, wait for it. 350 points from a full range. It usually goes all the way up. But what I'm trying to tell you here is right there. Do you see that? You see that right there? 4,281 points. That means that from this point, pullbacks in the market are buy opportunities. Pullbacks are buy opportunities. I will consider a heavy short position by the time we are somewhere around 4,280 points and higher. That actually makes sense because it goes all the way back to the higher point of the tail, of the long tail. And don't be surprised at the end of the day, after another massive pullback, we can have a full 700 points to the upside. And that will take us, like it or not, to 4,600 points in 2023. And if you think that the markets can do that, you don't know the American work ethic. It can happen. It can happen. Silicon Valley is becoming leaner, more effective, less kombucha, and this thing can actually blow to the upside. So that's why always remember, Viva America. Thank you guys, and I'll see you on the next show. Bye-bye.